Okay. I don't think Janet knows I'm recording this. She just stepped away to get another cup of coffee, so here's my chance. Hey everyone, it's Andy from the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley. And yes, Janet, if you're hearing this, surprise, we're still celebrating the Valley Today's 2500th episode and this awesome community fundraiser you came up with. Here's the deal. Between now and the end of the year, it's Janet's goal to raise $2,500 to support the great work of the nonprofits in this community. If you give just $25 or more, you're going to be entered into a chance to be a guest on the show with Janet. If you give $250 or more, we'll make you a commercial just like this one that will air on the Valley Today podcast. So go to givebutter.com/The Valley Today right now before Janet realizes that I've hijacked her airtime. She's walking back in, cup of coffee in hand, gotta go. Remember to donate between now and the end of the year and support the great work of so many nonprofits and celebrate 2,500 episodes of the Valley Today.
Hello and welcome to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Camping for Hunger Week on the River 95.3, so that means if you're listening on the radio today, the bus is parked and ready to accept your non-perishable food and monetary donations at Royal Plaza Shopping Center in Front Royal. Station staff will be on the bus 24/7 until Saturday morning to greet you, accept your donations, and show their gratitude. Everything collected will benefit Front Royal CCAP. You can visit theriver953.com/campingforhunger for a list of needed items or to make an online donation. All week, I'll be highlighting the need in our surrounding communities and featuring several nonprofits through the conversations that I've had with them in the last few weeks. Have a listen. I'm sitting here with Andrea Cousins. She is their executive director here at Winchester CCAP. And Andrea, you look none the worse for wear given all of the things that we're seeing in the news about lines at food pantries and all of the issues that are happening. You've had a pretty crazy month and a half to 2 months.
Absolutely. We have seen an increase in numbers. It's been crazy. Our reception area is not that large, and this morning I come in and there are about 100 people in it.
What? 30 people in that room is crowded.
I know. Fridays have been slow for us. Last Friday we did 61 clients in the food pantry.
That is so sad. It's great that you're here and you're able to do that, but it's just a really stark reminder of the times that we're living in right now.
Yeah, and last week, actually the last 2 weeks, is our first time that we've had 4 furloughed federal employees come in. So yeah, people are hurting.
So let's talk for a second, before we get in the weeds, on the people that you're serving and the services that you offer them. Do an overview of Winchester CCAP. We've talked many, many times, so I'm sure a lot of people know, but you're not just a food pantry here.
No, our 3 big programs are the food pantry. That's our largest program. Then the clothing program. We have a unique boutique secondhand clothing house that people can come and shop for free. We usually have about 1,000 families who access it throughout the year. And then we have our financial aid. So we offer financial aid in the form of $200 per client per year or per household per year. We budget for about $230,000 in financial aid to help people with utility bills, heating, fuel, rent, mortgage, or car repair if you're working. We are a homeless prevention program. So we were designed in 1974, not when a priest, a rabbi, or a minister walked into a bar, by several people from churches, DSS, Department of Juvenile Services, to help those families who could make it 3 weeks of the month but really struggled that 4th week. And we're staying true to our mission. We've been around for 50 plus years, and so that's what we do. And we have a couple of side gigs, as I call them.
Some side hustles.
Side hustles. We offer steel-toed boots program. It's very small and it's dependent on donations. But if steel-toed boots are a barrier to work, we try and work with you to get them. We have a bicycle program. So if transportation's a barrier to work, we give out bicycles. I think we've given out about 80 bicycles this year.
What?
Mike Perry and Chris Hahn do this for us along with other agencies in the area. They support mainly CCAP and Blue Ridge Hospice, but they've been known to give bikes to the Evans Home, to Lord Fairfax, and other places. And we have the community fridges or free refrigerators. And
The newest one, located in Middletown, by the way.
Yeah, Billy Sue was very inspired by this program and wanted his own. So he came to me and said, how do you do it? And it's actually grown beyond Frederick County and Winchester City. I got a call this morning from a guy who does food trucks in Loudoun County, and he wants to do a community fridge. So
Did you have any idea when you did that first one? Because you had someone that wanted to fund it and you weren't even sure how it would work. Did you have any idea this is where you'd be now?
No, I'm very excited about it. And it's good, it's important. We can never keep it full. And if anybody wants to volunteer to fill it or clean it, that would be awesome.
Very important. And Andy and I talked about this on the show yesterday. You don't have to completely fill it. I was telling him about how Tim and I had gone to the grocery store and the grocery bill was way more than what I anticipated, which I'm sure a lot of families are finding these days. But Tim looked at me funny when we got to the refrigerated section, and I got, between the two of us, if we go through a quart of milk before it expires, it's shocking. But I got our regular quart of milk, and then I got a gallon. And he's like, why in the world are you buying a gallon of milk? And I said, for the fridge. And he looked at me funny, and then I got extra butter, and then I got extra cheese. I try to get those kinds of things because they're luxuries, quite frankly, to a lot of the families that you serve. I can just put those 5 or 6 things in the fridge, and it still makes an impact.
It makes a huge difference. This weekend we had a brunch at my house, and we had leftover orange juice, so I put it in the fridge on my way to work.
And anybody can do that.
Anybody can do that. Anybody can take out. Ideally, I would love just fresh produce, but the community and the fridge takes on a life of its own. Kathy's Cupcakes used to fill it. Sodexo fills it. Billy Sue used to fill it.
You were telling me, I think in one of our conversations a year or so ago, right after they first got started, because the first one is at Montague Avenue Church.
So the original is at our health campus.
That's right.
Then Abundant Life wanted one. Abundant Life Church in Stevens City, then Montague Avenue, and the final one, the last one, I don't know if that's the final. Billy Sue put one up at Clem's Kitchen Diner, whatever it's
Clem's
called.
Kitchen at the Wayside Inn.
Yeah.
The congregation at Abundant Life used to have like peanut butter sandwich making parties, and they would get together and dozens of loaves of bread and jars of peanut butter, and they would make all these sandwiches, put them in Ziploc bags, and they would stock their fridge that way.
Yeah, and we have peanut butter and jelly sandwich parties here too. There's neighborhoods that do that for us. So it's a very cool program and much needed.
I want to go back to the clothing house for a second and talk about why that's important, because it's not just that you're giving someone clothing. A lot of the people that you're serving are people that have jobs, and they need to be presentable when they go to these jobs. When you talk about steel-toed boots, there are some jobs that they won't even hire you if you don't already own a pair, or if you don't, they say you can buy them through our company, and they're crazy expensive. My husband has to wear them. They are not cheap things to buy.
No, they are not. So the clothing house, we gave out 130,000 items of clothing last year. We're at probably more than that this year. And what it is families shop for children's clothes. My son went through 3 clothing sizes in half a year.
Right.
And so it's really a godsend. It's families who need it for work. And the other thing that a lot of people don't understand is if I can give you clothes and food, that's money that can be reallocated for bills.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. And by letting people stay clothed and working, the ability to work, and supporting that, we're giving back to the economy. And what most people don't understand is nonprofits give back about 5% of the GDP. So that's really important. We're not a charity. We try and run ourselves like business. CCAP at least tries to run itself like a business. We follow a budget. We try and come in under budget. We try and keep monies for rainy days. And we have policy and procedure.
You have a board of directors. All of the check boxes and safeguards are in place.
Absolutely. And I don't see how in this economy you can't run like a business. That doesn't mean you can't do good. We do a lot of good. Last year we served 11,000 people, and this year we're probably right there again. And these people are, for the most part, working or disabled.
And when you talk about the impact that nonprofits and here at Winchester CCAP has on the economy, the other thing that you have an impact on is the mental health of the individuals that you serve. Because if you are that person that loses their job because they don't have clothes to wear, or they can't put gas in their car to get there, or their children are not eating, so they're not doing well in school. We're going to talk to Elise, I'm sure, about that tomorrow. But you're keeping that confidence level and letting them continue to move forward versus falling down into this pit of despair.
Well, a perfect example of that is Michelle's Wigs, the lady who owns Michelle's Wigs. Michelle, 20 years ago, she came to Virginia. I think she was getting out of a bad situation. She came with a suitcase and her daughter and a dream. She had some place to live because her cousin said, come down here. But she utilized CCAP for food and for utilities and for clothes. And all the while she had this dream. 20 years later, she has a store on Weems Lane, and she's giving back to the economy, and she's doing well.
I think sometimes we look at an open business or a successful business or a business that's been here for a while, and we just assume that they always had it together. We don't ever think about what may have had to happen in order to get to where they are right now.
Oh yeah, the blood, sweat, and tears. There's a guy, I haven't seen him lately. He owns a health food business in Martinsburg. He comes by and donates, and he wants to get involved. And he said, I'm struggling. I'm a business owner, and I still have some problems.
So let's talk about getting involved and donations. What do your shelves look like right now?
They are very bare for some perfect storm reason. The government shutdown, employees getting furloughed, SNAP benefits being temporarily disabled.
Wonky.
Yes, exactly. We've had this perfect storm of we've not been able to order like we normally do from the food bank. They don't have the diversity or the amount of product, and their USDA, our free product, is much less than normal. And we have had an influx of clients, so my shelves are bare. And in fact, last week was the first week I had to order from somewhere other than the food bank. I had to order from Walmart.
Wow. And that's not typically something you budget for because that is an anomaly.
Yes. And so we put out an appeal and thank you to all the businesses, people, individuals who've come up and stepped up to the plate and helped us keep it filled. But I went back there after service and it was bare again.
What kinds of things are the most impactful for people to donate to a food pantry?
For us right now, we need the boxed food. So I have this wonderful grant thanks to United Way, and we've been pushing out loads of fresh produce to 5 different agencies. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful godsend because we have produce. I have very little meat, very little spaghetti and spaghetti sauce, which is very weird.
Yeah, that's always my go-to. I always pick up, because that's an easy thing to grab a couple extra jars, grab a couple extra boxes, because you don't need anything else except those 2 things and a pot of water to fix that as a meal.
Rice has been a problem getting sourced, and then just canned vegetables, canned fruits.
One of the things that you taught me a long time ago was, and when I say that about just a pot of boiling water, is it never occurred to me until one of our first conversations that I would sometimes go and, I'm going to get this brownie mix because that would be really cool for a mom to be able to make brownies for her kids, never thinking that that brownie mix requires vegetable oil, it requires eggs, or some mac and cheese requires milk, things like that. Being able to get everything that's on the back of that box and donate it as well is incredibly beneficial.
Absolutely. 2 different food pantries have come to me this week and said, hey, do you have extra food? So it's not just CCAP.
It's all across our area, and it probably not even just Winchester or Frederick County. My guess is it's spread across all of our counties.
So Katie Moffitt and I had a discussion about how to help better serve Shenandoah County. They're having a real problem with minimal food pantries. And it came up because we had 2 women come up from Maurytown and we were closed. They came at 12:45. I'm like, I'm sorry. I sent them to Hope Again, who's open from 2 to 3 or something like that. But they said they're not going to have a food pantry open until Tuesday. And this was on a Thursday. And so we're trying to figure out ways, we have to figure out ways to work better together, to figure out how to source food, to figure out how to serve those areas that are not served.
And you do a phenomenal job of finding those partners. When you talk about all of the different partners and being able to work with other food pantries, but you're working with other nonprofits that offer other services. It's not just you and a handful of other food pantries that are working together.
Oh no, because you need to look at this holistically. I can give food, but where do you get a job? Or I can give clothes, but where do you get health care? Our clients are scrambling so much for living day to day that to be able to have the resources to say, I can't help you, but let's hook you up with Sinclair, or let's hook you up with Virginia Employment, or Goodwill, Horizon Goodwill and their new program. That's all important.
And you're seeing people, I would imagine, for the first time that have never set foot in this place, have never needed to, have not been that person who can make it those 3 weeks and needs help that fourth. This whole current climate economically that we're living in right now is bringing a lot of first timers into your door.
Oh yeah, the cost of housing in this area has gone up, and if you're making $15 to $20 an hour, you're not going to find a house. So finding partners like Catholic Charities or...
You have a partnership with, I think it's the Rotary Club, or maybe it's Kiwanis. And you were telling me before we started recording the firewood program.
Oh, yes. So Westminster Canterbury Woodchuck Club and Frederick County Rotary sources, splits, and delivers wood. Last year, they delivered 135 loads to something like 50 families. And these are people who, if they don't get their wood, they don't get heat.
No.
And one of our programs, Frederick County Rotary, is mainly run by Mike Perry, and he's been sick. I got a call from a homeowners association who had felled, cut into wood size, not split, but cut 124 oak trees.
Oh my gosh.
And they aged them. And this is like beautiful wood.
It's like A+, perfect wood.
So I was trying to find people who could get it to Mike Perry's place where we store the wood. No one. CMA Subaru. I called them because they've been very good friends to CCAP.
Didn't they help you when your van died?
They helped source a new van for us. They've been giving over 400 pounds of food 2 or 3 times a year.
Wow.
They started because they gave us Bombas socks. They got a grant. And we've developed this great relationship. I called the general manager, Mandy of Subaru, CMA Subaru, and said, I need some help. Within an hour, she had a team of 3 people.
Get out.
She sent them out there to get the wood. They got the wood on Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, and they're going to get more wood because they were so nice and so efficient. The homeowners association said, we want to give you more wood. We're cutting down trees. So that's another relationship. And I did it on a whim because I was trying to find Frederick County Rotary that couldn't do it for whatever reason. People are busy, and I get that.
Right.
I really do. It's no
Well, and that's
fault.
why you can't always depend on one person doing their thing for you all the time, every time. You've got to have such a diverse base of volunteers that you can call for one-off things. And there are people out there that maybe have a pickup truck and the only thing they can do is drive it, let somebody else put the wood in it, and then drive it somewhere else.
So if there's that person there, please call CCAP. We need you desperately. If you like to play with wood, come talk to me because we have a firewood blitz coming up where people are going to be splitting wood and setting it up to be dispersed throughout the winter. I need drivers and I need loaders and unloaders.
And not even just for wood. You need that for when Walmart calls or Martin's calls and says, hey, come get all of our bread from yesterday. You need somebody that can go and pick that up and bring it back here.
We have drivers and drivers helpers that go out 6 days a week. We need some more financial aid counselors. We need some more people who can sort clothes. I call CCAP a deep pit of never-ending need.
In a good way.
In a good way, absolutely. And the great thing is you're helping your neighbors. We are local, which sometimes hurts us. We serve Frederick County, Winchester City only, and that's another reason for partnership, because I've partnered with the CCAP in Martinsburg and the CCAP in Front Royal, and it's really paid off. Martinsburg bought us half a pallet of yogurt.
Nice.
And our protein is very thin right now. But if we help each other, we can be stronger and we can help the community.
So how can people donate to you? What do you need the most right now? Is it cash? Is it food items? What do you need?
I hate that question because I'll take
all of the
anything,
things.
all of the above. I could definitely use product, canned fruits, canned vegetables, boxed goods. I can definitely use cash. I've spent about $5,000 on our Thanksgiving turkeys and goods, because we probably give out about 600 bags of Thanksgiving dinners.
You do the dinner kits so that they can come in and get everything that they need, including like the oil and the eggs and everything that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and I also got myself into trouble, me and my big mouth. Last year, we gave 60 turkeys to Winchester Public School bus drivers because they're
That's
hurting.
awesome.
And so I offered this to Frederick County.
They've got more buses.
250.
Yeah.
So I had to source 250 extra turkeys than I thought. Yes, and it's needed. I didn't quite think it out. But
Well, it's easy to think, okay, maybe it's a couple of more, but yeah, Frederick County is quite large with a lot of schools, therefore a lot of bus drivers.
so a lot of cash has gone out for our holiday giveaway, which I'm happy to do, but to be able
that
to
money
be
has
able-
come from somewhere.
Yes.
And can people donate on your website?
Yes, they can.
And it's a new website, right?
ccapwinchester.org. It's a very pretty new website, and the donate button is right there.
And people can say, I want to give you this much right now and right now only. Or can they say, I want to give you $25 a month until
That's
I say.
coming. Stay tuned.
Because those are the good ones.
Yes, we're trying to figure out a way to get people to donate easier and to get the thank you letters out in an easier way. So we're working on that.
And they can follow you on social media.
Facebook, yes, CCAP Winchester.
And what are your hours here?
So for donations, 8:30 to 3:30, Monday through Friday. If you want to come volunteer, usually individual volunteers are better in the morning because that's when our services are. Clients are here from 9 to 12:30. But if you want to get a church group or an organization or just a bunch of neighbors together, come see me in the afternoon. We can restock shelves. We can do peanut butter and jelly sandwich giveaways. We can do something with the clothing house.
You can help with the firewood.
You can help with the firewood. You can help clean. We always need deep cleaning.
And I will say from a firewood perspective, so growing up, we lived in a house that had a wood stove. And we lived on a property with a lot of trees, so we would have to go cut wood with Dad. And the only way we got to go roller skating that night, so I'm really dating myself now, that Dad would take us to the roller rink if we helped him cut X number of loads of wood. It is great to teach your kids how to do something like that and what they're doing it for. I think is fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. And we do kids too. We've had a lot of volunteers with kids. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints brings their youth group, and their youngest volunteer ever was about 6 months old. We called it the therapy baby.
I think that is genius. Thank you for taking some time today.
Thank you, Janet. As always, it's been fun.
Well, that's it for us today, but Camping for Hunger bus at Royal Plaza Shopping Center is still open 24/7, as a matter of fact, through Saturday morning, with station staff anxiously awaiting your drop-off of non-perishable food and monetary donations to benefit Front Royal CCAP. Visit theriver953.com/campingforhunger for a list of needed items or to make an online donation. I'll put links for that and from our conversation today in the show notes at thevalleytodaypodcast.com. And tomorrow I'll be back with a brand new conversation just a few minutes after noon, so meet me here then.